With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 1 of 4.
Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The Jews who follow Moses went through danger with him, trusting him completely, forsook everything behind to go with him, still could not leave the ego. That's why they rather worship the golden cup in the master's absence. Why? They know it's just a cup and it's just a statue, but it's easier. The golden cup doesn't talk back. Doesn't lecture them anything, doesn't give them any commandments to keep, doesn't tell them to meditate 2.5 hours and be vegan, doesn't tell them to go to group meditation, etc., etc.
Please keep watching to find out more.
Vegan, the beginning of a spiritual journey.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Today's episode will be presented in English and Chamorro with subtitles in Arabic or Laxis, also known as Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Chinese, Czech, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Telugu, Thai, and Ukrainian or Uranian. Ang gingwaha Chanchiamo para bisita igos bonito guahan, gikantan Pacific Ocean. Sinya unhungog itawtaw in saluduhaw, hafatatat manuhaw. Na anho si haani, tawtaw guahan, igoflion bisitan mami, giguahan inkumbidahan para unmayla, para gosa itemplada, iaddaw, ifresco, and manlo itasi, ang palampang inapu. I Western Pacific Isla, Guahan, mas dangkulo gi Marianas inenon isla. Mageftungo put I templado and gasgas hanum. Guahan mageftungo distrito gi I Sanhaja Isiana. Mas de 12 hanum basnak arijan isla. Gos bonito I tano Guahan. Abundancia I flores. Igaga tautaw, reflecto, inaturat bonito batatan hanum, arijan pati, Manila asut, at tiji I atsotasin matitnan. I Marine Preserve Haadahi, I Distrito Guihan Linala, Nasaunaw I Marianas Trench, Apujaktasi Trenchera, Gitano. I National Wildlife Refuge, Gikatan pati giisla haajuda para maadahi edzu ihasan na hagantasi. Guahan Antigun Chamorro, Kuturia, haimpota goza na fundamento para itawtaw. I musika, ang baila, kalan I bailan linala or dance of life. Bago ikuturata, magkutiba ni Filipino, Japanese, Chosen, Chino, and Micronesian immigrante siya I inipatma unico contribution. entry esti regalo inatural vegano linala inidjot imendioka isuni fundamentum para megay isla mas mangi na kanu. Guaha esta dos Facebook pagina Guam Vegan and Vegan Things in Guam. Ni información pud ninkano and Nuevo Golay Boca. Productor gi isla. Hami insangani hamdu si Diyos maasi na sumasaw hamdu pago. Gihinanauta para talii imas mangi guahan. Pwede si Diyos binindisihaw ni mamukat gitsalan maulik.
Europe's forests are going up in flames.
Blazing fires and scorching droughts.
Look at the numbers out there. These are enormous.
This is one of the hottest places I've ever been, and it is getting hotter. Now that leads to conflict.
Your personal decisions really can have a big impact.
No meat means no heat, no war.
Megay años si Suprema Maestra Qinghai Vegan ha Manila itano ni adoracion finagonia. Imegay tiningo niya si Maestra anaayham Ikwanyan method meditasyon para todos iman mahalang para insigidas masoda si Diyos gisanhalom niya. Esta kiman matay, manlibyo siya esta para mga marifipita imafanyago an man matay talo. Ikwanyan method man mapraktika ni todos tiningo maestra an maestro. Pareho dyan i-adorasyon huonra si Sakyamuni Buddha Vegan. Si adorasyon lahin Diyos Jesu Cristo Vegetarian. Ima-onra maestro i-filosofo Confucius Vegetarian. Ima-onra maestro Krishna Vegetarian. Ima-onra maestro ang filosofo Lao Tzu Vegan. Ima-onra Mahavira Vegan. Ima-gwaja Profeto Muhammad Vegetarian. Pas Paragija. Siguro na nagdebzi vegetarian and mas megay todos. Suprema Maestra Qinghai Vegan manfanyago na todo si tempo hahasu sa Diyos ajuda imani lumo jantatidzi lay ilangit janitano. Esta kiman matuhit gimas takkilo. Ni gof medgod na tautaw hita. Jata gof komprendi hafa na manggagihit ginigitano. Guidza mas extraordinaryo, lumala ehemplo gos maasi. Guidza gos janya, sesaman na imaterial an man ajuda salapi para edzo iman malago gitano niya, jan edzo itaja gumania. Todos edzo iman masapit pod iginin disgrasya gitano, jan todo itautaw ni munisisita maajuda. Suprema Maestra Qinghai Vegan, asangan idangkulo na respeto ang si Diyos maasi para todos itautaw organisasyon, magas ang tautaw gobyerno. Put imas magahit, gunaydamo ni unsuportihan. Pwede ilangit un binindisihan sa todos gitempo. Hami i Supreme Master Qinghai International Association members, magahit man magof ham, put iman joasimo, malago ham na hamju todos man maulik. Suprema Maestra Qinghai Vegan manaigwinay dyan rekognasyon ginin megay na organisasyon. Mediana, gobernmento, ang megay na tautaw gos megay manai regalo. I 2006 manaigwi ni Igusi Peace Prize pareho dyan i-Nobel Peace Prize gisanadya. I-World Spiritual Leadership Award gi-1994. I-Mahavir Award i-2008. I-February 22nd and October 25th. Todo i-dos dia maproklema the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day. Manaigwi honoraria tautaw i United States. Hagasa maonra finapus años mas megay na regalo. An adorasyon pud ichisonya ni gofmigay manai an manajuda todos itaw-taw ni man munisisita ajuda. Dyan todos. Pues dispensaham sa tisinya impolo todos irregalo an honoria ni manainya sa tadya lugar ang tempo. Suprema Maestra Ching Hai Vegan, asangan idangkulo na respeto ang si Diyos maasi para todos itaw-taw organisasyon, magas ang taw-taw gobyerno. Put imas magahit, gunaydamo ni unsuportiham. Pwede ilangit un binindisiham do todos gitempo. Hami i Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, magahit man maguf ham, put i manjo asimo, malago ham na ham do todos man maulik. Guidja gos kumekwentus put i bonito nagagagatsongta. Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan, ha promoti ipas, an mas guinaydja agong golay dyan mangwifi na pwede todos itaw-taw man mata para marespeto, todos imanlala, tranquilo ang jiniusan, todos vegano itanota. Pwede taw-taw ang gaga, manlala, and man respeto siya. Ititsonya manai, i-alternative living flyer, mapati, i-international vegan restaurant, Loving Heart, vegan compañías, tadya lasas gaga produkto, Supreme Master Television, dyan seso man tugi kata ang komentos hasta magas gobyerno, ang magas mediano, mapartisipate gi television konferensya, pudi klima ni matulalay ka ang talo mas sinyaha untungo orti untungo. Ititsonya nag-gof ma-influensya na todos itaw-taw itano man mata no i gagataw gatsonta linalaan ni maulig este para ufatu paz y todos nación masadba itanota ni klima ni matulaika and disgracias. Suprema Maestra Ching Hai, vegan, mambiahi todos gitano, come cuentos todo para i publico and i discípulos ni imegay na spiritu tutulo. Bago man mabindisi na ta presenta eleksyon na naanya. I-original and evolution, tau-tau, pati 9 y 15. I-entalo maestra and discípulos. Masangan in English, di Octubre 25, 2007, di Paris, France.
We pray for Ukraine or you reign.
You who dress in clothes that appear to have elegant meaning, you with so much charm, remember how your face will decay to dirt. You with lots of property, they left their gardens and their quietly running streams. It means the Jewish slaves at that time, yeah? They had to leave everything to run away from Egypt, following Moses to freedom. So they left everything behind. You who smile at funerals going by, you that love language, measure wind in stanzas and recall the Exodus, the wandering 40-year sacrifice. Measure wind or wind. Maybe wind, huh? Because sacrifice, no? Must be wind.
I need glasses.
Oh, come on. If you can read, just say can't. Turn around. Huh?
Maybe wind, because it said language before.
Uh-huh.
Like, sometimes when people talk a lot, then they're windy.
Yeah, long-winded sentences. It could be that. But I was suspicious because funeral going by, so I thought it's wine, and then Exodus, and then sacrifice. I would do that, but I probably cannot always have it, huh? Okay. So you got it, huh? Yeah. So much for me reciting poetry. He means that whoever worries so much about what am I going to do, where am I going to go, whether I take the airplane or what, and why shouldn't I go to such and such a place, enjoying all that, huh? Yeah. Worry so much. He says you go and read again the place in the Quran, where Moses is taking the Jewish nation out of slavery. And they had to leave behind everything, that they had built all that time. During the time they were in Egypt, they probably built nice houses, made little fountains, quietly running streams. That's why he explained everything. They had to leave everything behind. He says, if you're frantic to have more money, recall what they abandoned to wander in the wilderness. You who feel hurt, remember the pavilions and houses, right? It's very clear, huh? What he probably meant is that it's all dirt anyway. Whatever we lose today or yesterday is nothing compared to the Jews when they had to lose everything to run away for freedom. And they almost really barely made it, They could barely make it, and they almost got caught back, because suddenly the king or whoever was in authority at that time felt sorry to let them free. And then they ran after them, but they were already on the other shore. Remember the sea that parted? Yeah. Luckily, they still had their lives, eh? But what for anyway? They could forsake everything. This is an interesting story. You know the story, right? They follow Moses to gain their physical freedom because they were slaves in Egypt, yeah? The whole nation of slaves there. And so the king promised that after they build such and such, or something like that, he will let them be free. And he had to keep his promise, so he let them all free, with Moses going running away with them. But the king somehow felt sorry, or somebody talked bad, and then he wanted them back. So all the horse people and the king's men were chasing after them. So this is very interesting. The whole nation follow one man. For what? Do you think they had faith in Moses? Perhaps they did. Perhaps that's why they say, master this, master that, wise man this, wise man that. We follow you. Fine. Okay, they could forsake their gardens, beautiful gardens that they have built all this time under slavery. They could forsake beautiful, streams and winding roads that they have built. They probably had amassed some property there, even though they were slaves. They were living near the king's palace. They had everything so that the king could make use of them also. And they had to leave everything behind, what they had built all this time, even though they were slaves, but they had houses, yeah? And gardens and a lot of stuff, maybe some goats and camel people, or whatever. And they could leave all that behind to run for freedom. But when they got freedom, they forgot. Remember? Yeah. So Moses told them to keep the commandments. They didn't. Once he turned his back, went to the mountain to have a retreat, they made merry and making trouble and worship a carved statue instead. Yeah. So now, do you understand me? Yes. Do you understand the ego? Yeah. They could forsake the treasure, properties, but they could not forsake the ego. Yeah. They did the opposite of what the master demanded and what they knew was right. They still did the opposite. Yeah? It's easier, of course, to worship a calf, or even a calf statue, not even a live one. He could move a few words for you. A statue of a golden calf. Can you believe that? They had been with Moses all this time. He had led them out of Egypt for freedom. And look at what they did. Yeah? So the freedom of the physical doesn't guarantee anything, does it? And the fact that you leave all your property behind and come to live with a master or something, that doesn't even guarantee anything, does it? It might look good. It might feel like, oh, you have renounced something, but it might not guarantee anything. I have discovered many people, not many, but some people who left properties and families behind, but take the ego with them. Puts in his pocket, tightly around his waist, sleep with it, eats with it, walks with it, meditates with it. And I could not make use much of these kinds of people. I could not shape them that much as I wanted, yeah? They are not empty. They are not like a canvas that you could paint something on it. They're full of stuff already. All kinds of paint, everything thrown on it already. You can't make much out of that anymore. So, Rumi, he's very wise. Even he say that maybe in this poem, maybe he tried to teach us the spirit of renunciation. Yeah, like, okay, don't cling too much to our properties. Yeah, look at the story of Egypt. Look at the Jews, what they had to leave behind for freedom. Yeah, he means likewise, we should forsake the body for the spirit, Like, okay, don't cling too much to the material things. Because even, just look at those people, follow their example. But I don't think they are much of an example to follow either. It's easier to forsake material belongings than to forsake the ego, no? That's why the Jews who follow Moses went through danger with him, trusting him completely, forsook everything behind to go with him, still could not leave the ego That's why they rather worship the golden cup in the master's absence. Why? They know it's just a cup and it's just a statue, but it's easier. The golden cup doesn't talk back, doesn't lecture them anything, doesn't give them any commandments to keep, doesn't tell them to meditate 2.5 hours and be vegan, doesn't tell them to go to group meditation, etc., etc. The statue said nothing. All you do is just go bow to it or just touch it and then get out feeling that, okay, you have done something. See what I mean? Yeah. You see why the people in the world would rather go to some brick temple than go inward. It's easier. Yeah? It's like a walk in the garden. It's a change from your stuffy house. Let's go into some holy place, do something. It's easier than to go inward. Eh? So it's easier to worship a cup or a statue than to follow the real teaching of a master. You see that? Yes. They can leave everything behind, but they're not the real spiritual seekers. It's easier to go through some danger, some excitement of danger, nah? Some risky situation to pump your adrenaline. But it's not easy to sit quiet, calm everything down and find out what is it that you want in life and what is it that is wanting anything in life at all. Who is the thing that wants anything? A very nice poem. I like it very much. What do you say? Cool? Should we make music out of it? So you like the poem? Yeah? Yes. He means even if you dress in beautiful clothes and feel elegant in it, remember they're all dirt, He said, remember, your face will turn into dirt one day. This is a very true thing, yeah. But these things people can forsake. You understand? Even material things, some people can do it, yeah. But to forsake the ego, oh, wow. I have found with all these years of being with people, that's the most difficult thing everybody would ever do. If they can do it or not, But I found out that people who live with me for a while, and I reprimand them, it does help to cut down their ego. And every time I point out their wrongdoing, they do cut down somehow, but it takes so long. A very tiresome journey, like a crawling centipede. A lot of legs, but goes nowhere. So whatever we do, don't feel too proud of it. Because if you feel proud, that means it's the ego who feels proud. Who are we to feel any pride? We don't even have a body. We're a spirit. What for we feel proud about a few little exercise things we do in this world? Huh? We came with nothing, we go with nothing. Whatever we do doesn't really help anything too much in this world. What is it to feel proud about? Huh? Except attaining real spiritual knowledge, nothing else we should feel proud about. And even when we attain the real spiritual knowledge, then we don't feel proud at all anymore, right? Then we don't have any ego to feel proud. So this is a good poem about renunciation, but I don't think that's all there is to it. Yeah? Because if he remembers Egypt, then the end of the story is different, right? People can forsake everything, but not their own ego. Okay, any questions? Yes?
If there's, say, a place or a country where the suffering level is pretty miserable.
Yes.
Okay. And then someone wanted to maybe go there to help out, as it were, there, but knowing that the time could also be used in spiritual practice or something, but they're not doing it out of pride. I mean, there's kind of a balance or something there between the spiritual attainment and the relief of suffering. Is that clear or no?
I didn't get the last conclusion. So the guy goes to a suffering place, intending to help spread the teaching or help in something, physical suffering to alleviate.
Okay. Yeah.
There's physical suffering.
Yeah, to do that, but that would be a use of time other than, like, say, intensive meditation or something.
Oh, you mean, would it be better than just staying at home and meditating instead of going and helping the suffering people?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And to do it without the sense of getting pride from it.
No, it's not the pride. If you really feel people suffer and you want to help them and don't feel proud about it, then it's okay. You can do both. You can help them and meditate at the same time. After all, how many hours can you sit per day doing nothing? If you can sit all day, all night, then just stay home and do it. But if you can, then do something and meditate also, eh? Help the world also, eh? Okay?
Okay, thanks for
All right, I got you.
Becoming a vegetarian was the greatest moment in my life. Peter Burwash, vegetarian.
Agupa gientalo maestra and discipulus.
The thing is, humans have free will. Even if you're born bad, you're born good, you have free will to continue being good or change into bad or change from bad to good. That's a good thing about being human. You see what I mean? You have free will. But the problem is, once we're born as a bad, and the karma is so heavy, you keep attracting more bad. Bad people will come, bad influence to you, and you just continue to do bad things, so you can't swim out of it. That's the only problem.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. St. Kitts and Nevis is one of them. St. Kitts and Nevis Protection of Animals Act. The law protects domestic, captive or wild animal people from physical or emotional harm, including being beaten, overburdened, starved, infuriated, terrified, being used for fighting, provided with injurious substances, or subject to work which might lead to disease, soreness, infirmity or wounds. Those engaging in animal person cruelty can be fined up to 750 East Caribbean dollars or $280 and or imprisonment with or without hard labor for up to 6 months. People who inform the authorities of any case of animal folk cruelty can be awarded up to half of any penalties.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Hamjo naman ega. Insangani hamjo si Diyos maasi para pago na istorya na anya. I-originat and evolution tau-tau pagtinuebe. I-entalo maestra and discipulus. Mamayla pago. Ispia ilinala maestra para una chetunhaw ni idangkulu originat ni na hujong para 2:8. Itadong na tiningo. Ada lalaki, i-importante, nobidot, por favor, saga ja unli i-suprema maestra televisión para mas construction programa. Pwede ipas ni unsoda di meditación arima pas, gihinasu palabras an aksyon. Wise viewers, we thank you for your company for today's episode entitled The Origin and Evolution of Human Beings, Part 9 of 15, on Between Master and Disciples. Coming up next is Find a Living Master to Reunite with the Great Source of All Things, Part 2 of 8, on Words of Wisdom, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more constructive programming. May the peace you find in meditation bring harmony to your thoughts, words, and deeds.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BMD.